Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be making brownies. I'm very excited. I like brownies. The brownie recipe comes from the book. It is something that my grandma did make, but not as often as, say, her cookies. But I know the brownies will get eaten here, and they were marked off in the book. I'm just not sure exactly what on this page was what she made. So today we're going to go with brownies. So first, we're going to start off letting you know with what's going to end up in the batter. The very first thing we have is a ½ cup of butter or margarine. This is 2 quarter sticks right here. Next, you have 2 ounces of unsweetened chocolate. They also said that you could use 2 envelopes of unsweetened baking chocolate flavor. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is? Let me know in the comments. I've never heard of that before. Next is going to be 1 cup of sugar. Then we have 2 eggs. They are separated right now because they need to be put into the recipe 1 at a time. Then we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then we have 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour. Also, there is a ½ teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt already mixed in here. I have that ready to go. Then, last but not least, it is a ½ cup of chopped walnuts. I ground mine up a little bit finer just so it can be spread a little bit more evenly throughout the brownie batter. This is our pan. This is an 8x8. So they wanted an 8-inch or a 9-inch square pan. Grease the bottom only and flour as well. The first thing you have to do is melt your chocolate and your butter in a saucepan. I'm going to do that off camera just because I know there's a possibility that I might mess it up, and I just want to make sure that I am fully paying attention to what I'm doing. We have our melted chocolate right here. You can kind of see it through the bowl. I don't really want to tilt it. So the first thing is, remove from heat, cool slightly, and then blend in the sugar. So sugar first. So the sugar is mixed in slightly. I don't want to do it too much because I'm going to have to keep beating in the eggs as well. So we're going to crack and dump on 2 separate occasions for our 2 eggs. We do it like that just to make sure that there are no shells going directly into the batter. So here's my first egg, and we're going to blend that in. We're going to do our next egg. All right, no shells in it. We're going to dump that in and give that a blend. Next, it says to stir in the remaining ingredients, and then you're going to pour it into the pan. So last I'm going to do the vanilla first, and then I'll add in my flour mixture. It says stir in, so I'm just going to hand mix this. I'm going to add in the flour, baking powder, and salt now. I'm going to do a little bit at a time. I don't like to pour the whole thing in all at once. Okay. And add the rest of the flour. I don't know that I've ever made homemade brownies like from scratch without like a box mix. I mean, probably at some point in high school, maybe, but it's been a while since I've had to like melt down chocolate. I don't know what it is with me and baking. Maybe because I just don't bake that often, so I'm not as confident when I bake. Like when I make any kind of savory food, I just do it. Like I just know how to do it for the most part, There are little things you don't know here and there, but when it comes to baking, I'm always like worried I'm gonna mess it up. I think because there's, like a science behind it. Too much baking powder, too much baking soda makes it like do too much this way, or it could, I don't know. All right, we're gonna add in our ½ cup of walnuts. Give that a stir. I tend to like my chocolate with nuts in it. I don't really like chocolate by itself. I mean, I don't mind it, but like I would prefer have that like salty mix to it. All right, there she is, looking nice, and it's got like a thick consistency, still a little runny though. So now we're going to just pour everything in our, Now we're gonna pour everything in our 8x8 pan. Oven was supposed to be preheated to 350. That's in the recipe. So like I said before, always make sure you read your full recipe before you actually get started. It's actually helpful by me pre-measuring everything. It helps me like make sure I'm doing all the steps because I have to read through everything. But again, you always want to preheat your oven for anything that you're baking beforehand, because then otherwise you're sitting here and you're got this sitting while you're waiting for that to get hot. And there's always the possibility if you put something in an oven before it's hot enough, then it comes out not cooked all the way, then you're putting it in for longer, and then blah, 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 blah. It's, you know, not the way it's supposed to be. So this is gonna go in the oven 350 for 25 to 30 minutes. You can always check with a toothpick afterwards. Stick a toothpick in the center. If it comes out clear, then it's done. If it comes out still gooey and there's still some residue on it, then it's probably needs to be cooked a little bit longer. So stick that in the oven. Once it cools, we'll cut it and give it a taste. Oh, look, we're back and we have no audio. These are the brownies. They're soft on the inside and crunchy on the outside, just the way I like to eat them. I don't know what that face was for. I made this video like a week ago. I think we're gonna give them a try now. See how they taste. Give it a bite. Nom, nom, nom. Oh, where's my napkin? Oh, my apron's inside out. You would think at this point I would have noticed that my mic wasn't on, but I didn't. I was more worried about my apron. Let's fix that. Oh, geez. I don't know what I was thinking. But here's the brownies. I think they're really good. They're delicious. They taste great. 2 thumbs up. Let's look in the book. Let's see what we're going to make next time. Oh, book. What is it? Let's see. It's meatloaf. Next time we're going to make meatloaf. Somebody requested it. And my grandmom's made meatloaf before, and I like meatloaf, and my husband likes meatloaf, so let's make the meatloaf. But thanks for coming and hanging out. Sorry my audio got weird. I guess I'll see you next time. Bye!